I graduated in finance with nearly 12 years of work experience with 1040 tax industry. I've also earned certifications in project management and leadership. Success is best achieved when you align your passion with your purpose.
How do we train? How do we work with? I mean, even though you're great, how do we make others great?
Break the training module into three parts.
With us being so busy during tax season, how do we manage the accuracies?
I'm somebody who has strongly practiced planning and prioritization over the years. So there are many AI tools that we work on which can reduce manual errors. There are three layers of I would say review that happens. So the first layer I would say is something that we call as self review. We have to step into the client's shoes and understand their needs.
There's a reason why you are at the top of the food chain. All right. Welcome to the Cloud IT podcast, the podcast for accountants by accountants and finance people like myself. I want to introduce you guys to a very special person that works within Cloud IT. And you guys are going to learn so much about her. And I'm super, super excited. She holds a special part in Cloud IT, managing, everything she manages within taxes. You guys are going to learn a lot about tax, especially personal tax. You guys are going to learn a lot about systems, back end, relationships with clients, and then how we do things. And none of this is possible at a high level if it wasn't for Smitty. Let's give it up for Smitty. Let's give it up for Smitty.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So very nice to have you on. I'm super stoked, super excited to have you on. Can you tell the Cloud IT audience, how did you get into accounting? Do you even like it? How did you get into this? How did you talk to us? Let us know your background a little bit.
Sure, sure. So thank you for the wonderful introduction, Steve.
Absolutely.
So basically, I'm a tax professional. I graduated in finance with nearly 12 years of work experience with 1040 tax industry. My journey began with PricewaterhouseCoopers. I was with PwC for 9 years, and I had a passion for understanding the complexities of tax regulations, and helping the individual to navigate them, throughout their tax returns effectively. Over the years, I honed my skills in tax preparations, tax equalizations, and consulting for the global mobility taxpayers, actually. You know the
Mm,
the taxpayers who enter the US and leave the United States. And
yeah,
so, yes, and where the double taxation kicks in, that is where my actual interest lies.
I
Uh, I've
love that.
also I've also earned certifications in project management and leaderships, which have greatly enhanced my ability to manage teams effectively. And currently, I am expanding my knowledge by pursuing global mobility taxes certifications. And I'm
Come
also,
on now.
yes, yes, yes. And I'm also pursuing EA. Joining Cloud IT felt like the perfect fit for me because, I like their innovative approach and their incredible culture of mentoring your teammates. For me,
Mm.
yes, for me, Andrew and Sam, they are great mentors. I have learned a lot from them. And so, as often I say, success is best achieved when you align your passion with your purpose. And hence,
Oh,
Cloud IT. Yes.
you got it. That sounded real. That didn't sound rehearsed. I like that. I like that. Good, good, good. I know you spoke about the mentorship and the
Yes.
training and the ongoing
Yes.
certifications. Can you speak to us about how does Cloud IT, how do we train? How do we work with? I mean, even though you're great, how do we make others great when we bring others in and they do have experience? How do we make them better? What does our training system look like?
Yes, yes. We have a very good training platforms here in Cloud IT, Steve. So basically, when I take trainings, I divide the training module into three parts, which is
Okay.
basic, intermediate, and advanced.
Okay.
So for basic, it could be for the freshers level, we start with the PPTs, and then we give them simulations, and then we have open discussions. We also have assessments, and then the simulation begins. Coming to the intermediate level, we go with the same training program. We will have PPTs, and we will have a lot of good trainers who are quite experienced. The trainers could be, around more than 6 years of experience, and they would
Okay.
be, yeah. So we would have an open discussion or interactive session on the topics that first we would decide, and then we would also ask our group, the 1040 group, on what are the areas that they are lacking. We,
Oh,
yes, we try to include those topics as well. At the same time, if there are any tax updates that we find it's important for them to know, we include that in the training process. Um,
good.
yes. So, and there are certain topics like, do's and don'ts, or, there are soft skill trainings and how to approach your clients, understanding your clients. So apart from the technical topics, we also have non-technical topics. And yes, and that is how we do the training here. And in the end, we have an open feedback and discussion process, and then
I
that is how
love
we
it,
go.
Smitty. I see why you are who you are, right? When you get to going about text, your eyes light up, and then the smile gets bigger. I absolutely love it. You mentioned tax season. Um, Tax season is incredibly busy, right?
Yes, yes,
Our clients have so much going on. Like the majority of our clients have thousand dollar tax. I mean, thousands of tax clients, right? And then they have hundreds and thousands. So with us being so busy during tax season, how do we manage the accuracies and the and everything else? Talk to us about that, because I'm sure it's challenging, but I want the people to know, like, why we are who we are.
yes, yes, sure. So, Steve, basically, for me, I believe preparation is the key. I'm
Hmm.
somebody, who has strongly practiced planning and prioritization over the years. So, for me, planning and preparation is the utmost important thing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes, and I draw my project management expertise also to structure the work manageably. So, what I first do is I manage it into phases. I manage my work into phases, and then I prioritize the task, and then I will set realistic timelines on that. So, first, how do we do that preparation? We do that preparation by understanding our clients. What are their patterns? What are the client's needs? First, we understand that, and that is the study that we do as seniors. And then we train our team members, and that is
Yeah.
when we leverage automation and cloud-based tools to streamline the process and reduce manual errors. So there are many AI
Mm.
tools that we work on which can reduce manual errors, and then the preparation happens and the review happens. So basically, if you ask me about accuracy, Steve, um, in cloud IT, we mostly go through, there are three layers of, I would say, review that happens. The first
Okay.
layer,
Okay.
yes, yes. So the first layer, I would say, is something that we call as self review. Whoever is the preparer will self review the return first. It would then move to the second phase, which is the reviewer's review, and then it would come to one more level of accurate, a review, which we call it as a quality check. So three layers of check that is happening in cloud IT. At the same time, we have different kind of checklist. After the preparation or after the review,
Hmm.
yeah, we make sure
Hmm.
that those are followed. There are many protocols that we follow, which helps us, achieve that level of accuracy and client satisfaction.
Oh my goodness. So we are incredibly thorough, right? With the way that we do it, because that's, for us, it's it's not about just doing the work, but we have to do it effectively to where the client
Yes.
benefits, right?
Yes.
We need the owners and the CEOs of these companies, our clients, to be stress free, right? That's what we're bringing, right?
Yes.
W- with okay, a new client signs up, and my tax business is everywhere. I've been doing taxes for by myself for a long time. I had some help. The help was bad. how do we um when we come in and we say, hey, you're working with Cloud IT now,
Mhm.
how are we fixing that process? Like, how are we making them so much more productive? How are we increasing productivity? What are we doing to aid that business owner when they come on to Cloud IT and their business is just, they got a lot, but it's a mess.
Yes. Yes, I got your point, Steve. So as we get a new client, we start with the client onboarding process, and we understand the client's needs and expectations. I always say this to my team, that you need to be somebody who we have to step into the client's shoes and understand their needs. So what we
That's
have to do
good.
is we have to step into their shoes first. That is when we understand what they want, right? Um,
Good.
yes, after doing that, I create a team and structure for them, which my client requires. Say, for example, if I have a client that handles most of the returns which are relating to, retired employees, you know.
Uh-huh.
So what I do is I make sure that my team is so well equipped with all the IRAs, all the pension accounts, and train them in such a way so that I can give them cherry-picked resources. So for me,
Mm,
yes. So for me, what is important is understanding what kind of returns they would send it to us. Say, for example, I have another set of client, who has lots of K1s or a lot of stock options. So once I understand what kind of returns they would send it to us, for preparation and for review, what are their challenging areas, what are their weak areas, that is where, my trained staff, my trained resource will come into picture, and I will pick those kind of resource that has that kind of expertise, who can deliver that high quality return to them. So for me,
sure.
understanding the client is important, and picking up those trained resources, and then, setting up for them, setting that kind of team for them, and
Uh-huh.
regular communications and asking them their challenges, and setting up the process. What kind of process do we set here? Is right from data gathering until, delivering the tax returns. The entire structure that is prepared is so seamless, Stephen, that they feel that it's very easy, starting
Right.
from the gathering of the data until delivering the tax returns. So
You're right.
we keep we have a lot of calls in between, weekly calls, and we ask what are the challenging areas, or in which areas do they need specific help. At the same time, we keep focusing on our training. So that is how we manage their volume, at the same time the quality.
I really hope the audience is listening to you. Like, you are like blowing my mind right now, right? Because there's a reason why you are at the top of the food chain as it comes to 1040 tax. Um, when a client comes on and they have a
Mhm.
discrepancy, because it's not always perfect, right? We try
Yes.
we try our best to be perfect. We try our best.
Hmm.
That's our job. And I try to tell people, you know, I'm going to make mistakes, so just expect it. It's not
Yes.
the it's not the mistakes that we make, it's how we handle mistakes.
Yeah.
How do we handle, let the people know as Cloud IT, when a mistake is made, and we don't get something right, or there's a number missed, or whatever have you, right? How do we handle things like that as a company?
Yes. Uh, I would give an example. I was taught in my PMP when I was actually, into that studies. I was taught that one, if
Hold on
anything,
one
and I've
second.
also
One
seen
second. One
that.
second. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you. So the PMP is not just some regular certification. It's
Yeah.
probably it is the highest project management certification you can have. I just want to throw that out there. So you said earlier, I got my project management cert, and this is not Google. Uh, but go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So yes. So Steve, as per my experience and as per that study, what we usually do is we do a proper RCA, which is called the root cause analysis.
Mm,
As a senior, it's my duty to go into the depth of what has happened. So I go to a manager or whoever person who's worked on that, and I tell them to prepare a report, starting right from the communication, the beginning of the communication with the client, with the taxpayer, with the end client, with the dates until the delivery of the tax return. I want to know where we went wrong, right? First, I
Mm,
know where we went wrong. Second part would come as how did we go wrong? How did this happen? You know, and
mm-hmm.
so I try to understand if there's any kind of training that my team requires, if there was a communication gap, if there was a
Good.
delivery gap, if there
Right.
was a delay in the turnaround time. There are so many areas that are involved when an escalation happens, or I would rather use a word, if the client is not satisfied with our work, or we did not
Yeah.
deliver anything on time. So there are so many factors that are related to that. What is most important to me is understanding why that happened, and yes, and yes, I would say not repeating that. So
There
what
we
are
go.
the
There we go.
takeaways from that incident that happened? So I've also started doing one more thing after the mentorship of Andrew and Sam. This is
Okay. Okay.
what I did is I started documenting things, documenting in a way that, okay, for this client ABC, this happened. So whenever we start with the tax season, I make sure whoever is handling that client goes through and reads that, so that that is not repeated again, be it in technical, be it communication, turnaround time, or whatever we went wrong. The main thing is that it should not be repeated. That is what is more important to me. And yes, definitely have to take calls with the client and make them understand where we went wrong or how did we go wrong, and how can we make things right. So that is
Yeah.
where I believe, the relationship between the clients comes into picture. If your relationship with the client is bang on, that is where you can avoid having escalations. We can have discussions and not escalations.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So maintaining client relationships, I believe, is very important, and definitely the learnings and the takeaways from that particular incident.
With all of your experience, if there's somebody's watching and they're not a client of ours, right? We still want to help people.
Yes.
Um, Tax season is coming along. What advice would you give to a tax professional who's just getting started? I wanna do this. Like I want to get in taxes. I want to do it. What advice, with all the knowledge and experience you have, what advice are you giving this tax professional who may have just gotten started, who may
Okay.
be in the industry, or may have been around for a little bit? What
Okay.
advice?
Okay, so I would recommend that client, I would recommend telling them, to use cloud-based accounting tools that would
Mm,
reduce manual errors, to maintain accurate financial records. You should start maintaining that.
good.
Yes, and and staying organized with the documents, that is most important, with the deductive, tracking the deductible expenses, staying organized. And maybe, yes, and that's good that if they've consulted with a tax professional, that is where we would guide them. And the most important thing that I would tell them is stay before the deadlines, stay prepared well before the deadlines. That would make a
Uh-huh.
huge difference. So one thing that I always tell my clients is, what? That planning ahead is always, that is saving time, that reduces stress. And it's like, being proactive today is better than being reactive tomorrow. So let's be
Come on
proactive.
now. Come on. Wait. I'm gonna write that down. Being proactive today is better than being reactive tomorrow.
Yes.
Girl, you thought I'm playing. I'm writing that down right now. This is what I'm talking about, Smitty. Look, I done came on the podcast and got me something from Smitty. Y'all don't even know how excited I am. Listen, being proactive today is better than being reactive tomorrow. Good. Look at
Yes.
you. Go on, girl. Is that yours? Did you quote that? Go on, girl.
I Googled when I was in my college.
Honesty. I love the honesty.
And I really practice that. It has made a huge difference. And
Uh-huh.
I've started telling this to my clients, like, please, let's do this. Let's focus. Let's have a focus area. Start following up with your end clients. Start
Yes.
following up. Yes. Yes.
Yes, and I'm not in audience. I'm telling you, I really wrote that down. That was she spoke to my soul with that one. That was a great one. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal that one. So let's. I want to end it with, first off, this has been amazing. I really hope that the audience learns so much about who you are, how great of a person you are. You know how diligent, right, and thorough you are in your work. Um, and we at Cloud IT are so glad to have you, right? We are blessed to, to have you. If
Thank
so,
you.
we want to use the opportunity to give you all the flowers you deserve, right? Especially while you can smell them. Um, I want to end it with, where is Cloud IT going? Where are we going? To the moon? What are we doing? Where are we going? What do you spoke so much about this culture. I want you to speak a little
Yes.
bit about the culture that
Okay.
that you experienced with Cloud IT, and then from that, where, in your personal opinion, where are we
Okay.
going?
Okay. 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 Where are we going? Okay.
Where are
So,
we going?
yes, as far as the culture for cloud IT remains, Steve, I would say that we have a very thriving culture, a very supportive environment. You know,
Hmm.
as you support your teammates, the entire team grows. So I would say I
Mm,
focus on, or rather, I would say the cloud IT has focused on, developing every team members, whether it could be personal, it could be professional, it could be technical, or as mentors, managers, or leaders. We are
mm,
trained with our mentors like that. We have peer evaluations. We have one-on-one talks with the teammates.
hmm.
Yes, and here is something that I would say I learned what you call empathy at workplace.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, empathy at workplace is something that I learned from Cloud IT, trust me. And that is why it's very close to my heart. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I'm able to work. I'm able to meet my deadlines. If there's any kind of, kind of stress or anything that I feel that it's coming my way, I am blessed to have a very good team who understands me, my mentors, my seniors. So I believe, uh, having a thriving culture is very important when it comes to, a growing environment. When you want to grow, if your team grows, the company grows, right?
Hmm. No.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
is what we
goodness.
believe in.
So, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I wanted to. I feel like I can talk forever, right? So I definitely want to. First off, I want to thank you for joining. This has been an amazing, amazing podcast episode, and I can't wait for the people to see it. When they watch it, I can't wait for them to learn something. And then you just add to the many, many wonderful people and talent and skill sets that we have here at Cloud IT that we just want to share with people, right? That's the goal here, is to share with people kind of what we do and why we do it, and to be a trusted, to be a trusted space, right? A trusted um you know business in this space. And so, again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. You've been incredible. Let's I can't wait to do this again. Can you come back? Can we, as right?
Definitely, I'm so honored. I'm glad I'm
All
honored.
right, cool, 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 cool. Okay, okay, okay. I definitely want you to come back. All right. Well, I appreciate you so, 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 so much. And let's stay in touch. Let's do this again. I don't even stay in touch. We're always in touch. But let's do this again.
Thank
Say
you.
goodbye to the people.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
having me. Thank you. It's a
You guys
pleasure.
have a good one, guys. This has been great. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.